So as you watch this, it is now the 3rd year anniversary of observing baseball. What I normally do is tell you about the entries, but considering how that went last year, I think I'm just gonna show you guys. This was a great thing that happened right after I did the last anniversary video. I mean, Junior Ball Hawk of the Year is a pretty big honor. It's not really that big. I don't think I win the award in any other year, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it is an honor and it was nice to win that. Oh, and just click anywhere on the screen whenever I'm talking about an entry. It'll take you to that entry, or if it's a video, it'll take you to that video. And it'll open a separate tab or window depending on how your browser works, so you don't actually lose your spot in this video, but you'll keep on seeing this video, and then you'll see whatever that link takes you to. And then began my off season of trying out stuff I don't normally do. I started that off with a stadium profile of Turner Field that I'm proud enough of that I would say read that if you're ever going to go to Turner Field. I then began the Ball Hawk interview series with Robbie Sakunas, a Pittsburgh Ball Hawk. That was a grand old time of asking questions and getting answers. Basically an interview, because it was an interview. It's funny how those things work. And then I began a similar series called Ball Hawk Profiles with yet another Pittsburgh Ball Hawk, Zach Weiss. Ball Hawk Profiles were where I took the stats that I found on Zach's MyGameBalls.com profile, and then I just put them into a profile of him as a Ball Hawk. On the first legitimate snow day in Minnesota, Sean and I, who's now my roommate, as you can probably tell, went to Target Field when it was snowing. It was fun, other than the fact that the camera that's now recording this got ruined that day. But, Sean, have anything to add on this?
That was your fault. You told me it was fine.
I did. That was fun. Not really. That cost me a lot. Goodbye, Sean. It was time-consuming and probably pretty vain, but I like testing you guys on stuff that I've written about in a weekend-long trivia contest. Now, I like this video because I truly didn't know who my favorite baseball players were coming into this video, and so this kind of forced me to condense all those players that I said, oh, I kind of like that guy, into an actual list of favorite players. It didn't go so well towards the end, because I really don't think Michael Morse belonged on that list, but there's that. I like this video because it wasn't really that good in terms of quality, but I felt like I was a part of baseball history while I was making it. Like, getting all those clips of these baseball legends and then putting them together for a cause that actually kind of mattered, even though not really, was fun and interesting. I probably stayed for more time than I should have, but I have to say that going to Twins Fest 2013 was a blast. It really was. So I think I'll actually link you to the full playlist of vlogs that I did there with Sean and Paul and, sorry, Paul's friend who I can't remember the name of. Much like Twins Fest 2013, this was also a ton of fun. But with this one, it was more like the stuff that was happening. At Twins Fest, it was the people I was with. This was like truly great event of people that share my mindset and want to do what I do later in life. Maybe, possibly. I truly do recommend this conference to anyone who's interested in sports analytics of any kind. Just go buy the tickets. I'm not gonna put a link, but go buy the tickets. They go on sale October 21st. And so that was in March. Next month is April, so from here on out, I was just going to games, so I'm gonna give you a highlight of each month. So all the cool stuff that happened each month. April, I went to my first opening day ever. I got interviewed on 96.3 K Twin, and I got to play catch with Derek Lowe, and what was the other thing? Oh yeah, race at Target Field on the same day. That's the mascot race that they do in like the 3rd inning. Then in May, I took a trip to Chicago with, again, now roommate Sean. Oh, this is Sean. He was here earlier in the video. He doesn't really go here. Then I set a Target Field record right after I got back, but here's Sean to talk about the trip in more detail.
Alright, well, from what I can recall about the trip, I remember the first day we got there late, and Mateo was very heated about that, which made me laugh. We got there late, and he was in jeopardy of not getting a baseball at all. Well, Mateo was in danger of not getting a ball. And I was laughing the whole time. I had taken pictures and vines of him being sad. I was so excited that he wasn't gonna get a ball. And then lo and behold, his normal idea of going to the umpire's tunnel after the game, he got a ball. I was sad. I didn't think he'd get one because at US Soda Field, the umpire tunnel is over here and there's netting and the umpires exit through the middle of the stadium. So he was off to the wayside and he had to really yell that umpire's name to get him, and he got a ball, which was sad. The next day, we went with my mom, myself, and Mateo because I was bringing my mom for Mother's Day, which was the reason for the trip initially. Chris Sale threw a one-hitter gem, which is, for some reason, White Sox social media considers the best game of the year. But Mateo had a little more luck that day. He got a pink stitch game ball from the umpire at the tunnel again, which I don't know how he got his attention for the second day in a row, but he did. And we also got there late again, because it was, I think, 2 hours before the gates opened instead of an hour and a half. So again, Mateo wasn't pleased, and I think I'm a curse at US Solar Field for him, and it's great. So hopefully we get to have more fun.
Well, I sucked there before Sean, so not really.
But I'm a bigger curse.
Okay, goodbye. And then in June, I took a couple trips to Baltimore, then acted as a kind of host to people coming to Washington, since that was now my home city. And I also did a third thing. I started vlogging, which I plan to restart in a couple days, probably before you see this video. In July, I essentially took the month off from ball hockey because of a trip to Spain earlier in the month. But I did get to see my first All-Star event ever, the Futures game, and I also got to see a world record being broken by the same person who said it, but you know, it was still fun. It was in Lowell, Massachusetts. I did a video about it. In August, it started off with Ball Hawk Fest 2013, which was awesome. I recommend you going, 2014. I went to a ton of games at Oriole Park, Camden Yards, and then I took a trip in between the trips to Camden Yards to New York, where I got my 100th ball ever at Yankee Stadium. I also got my 100th ball at Oriole Park, Camden Yards. September was probably my best month ball hawking ever statistically, so there were a bunch of highlights. I haven't written all of the entries yet, but when I get them all up, I'll list all of the notable ones, like right here, and right here, and right here. I'll try and put the ones that were noteworthy. And so there was my third year of writing. I hope you enjoyed it, because as you can tell by the fact that I'm starting my fourth year of writing, I enjoyed it. I had a blast. Thank you to everyone who dropped by the page and left a comment, or is so mainstream. And then thanks to all of you who have just been generally encouraging. I might run into situations where I can't write as often because there's a strain on my time, but I will say this, as long as there are people out there reading my stuff and enjoying it, I will keep writing. So, thank you, and here's to a fourth year.